welcome to Awards Buzz. I am so excited because I have Sherry Cola with me.
Oh my
And
goodness.
if you've been following Awards Buzz at all, you know that we are obsessed with Nobody Wants This. It's our favorite show. We can't stop talking about it. Sherry, I watched the show in one sitting, finished it, and then just restarted it and watched it again.
Yep, you got to take the full dose. You can't
I,
microdose
yeah,
with Nobody
yeah,
Wants This. You just got to go
yeah.
0 to 100. It's such a good watch, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
Well, that's an interesting place to start. Kind of knowing that people are going to be binging it, especially given how short the episodes are. It's sort of designed to be binged. Does that go into like the filmmaking and the way that they approach making the show?
Well, it's a really refreshing episodic television show. Let me take that. Let me take that again. Sorry. Episodic television show. Shadan, I'm self-editing. You know,
Go for it.
it's a really refreshing episodic experience because it's a rom-com as we know it, but in a television form. And I think it was so different that everyone just kind of bit into it, and wanted to finish it immediately. And that's also the power of Netflix, something global, you know what I'm saying, that everyone can enjoy no matter where you are on earth. I think that's what's really special about the impact of those eyeballs too. And I think that's all the reasons why it became a hit, on top of the fact that Kristen Bell and Adam Brody are the millennial wet dream. I think we were just ready for this dream duo, wouldn't you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like everyone's crush in one show. What
That's what
could
I'm
you ask
saying. It's
for?
like I think about this being my, 2004 vision board. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I got to
Precisely.
pop in and play, I definitely don't take it for granted. It's a really quality cast.
Well, let me ask you this because you play Kristen Bell's agent and her friend, but her agent. And I feel like we've seen so many representations of like the Hollywood agent type. How did you want your character to be different?
Well, it's so fun, and everyone like loves my character Ashley because I'm the one who was the matchmaker in the first
Hmm.
episode. And the fact that they kind of sparked at Ashley's party is really cool. And just to be opposite Kristen and Adam is a joy, a treat. These people are just so good at what they do. I mean, comedy wizards, honestly. And the fact that I got to share the screen, it really is so fulfilling for me. And, with Ashley, she is this very outspoken, very queer character that I very much relate to. And, it's kind of cool just to have that multi-dimension, because I do check so many boxes as an immigrant, as a woman, as a Chinese American, bisexual, badass bitch, if I do say so myself. And the fact that I got to play kind of a grown version of
Mm.
that, because I've done a good amount of things, and I'm so lucky to have represented in the way that I have already in my career thus far. But this was different in that it was just kind of a human being, and I'm there as her friend, and also I work with Justine and Kristen in the podcast that their characters have. And it's just a fun time, honestly.
As you mentioned, you play kind of matchmaker. Is that something that you have maybe done before? Like, was that fun to?
I have to say, I might be the opposite in real life, because I've seen mutual friends, kind of explore the frisky, and
Hmm.
sometimes it gets a little messy. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, everyone do your thing. If it happens naturally, then go off, sis. But I'm not one to actually be a matchmaker. I know a lot of people are passionate about that skill, but I'm just kind of like, let the universe kind of orchestrate what it needs to. I'm gonna stay out of it, kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna make myself sound like a little bit of a stalker here, but I was going through your Instagram before our interview in my attempts to do research, and you had a post that was like all of your favorite one-liners from Nobody Wants This. And it was like banger after banger after banger. And I know that you like to improv, you come from obviously stand-up background. how much of that was improv? How much it was scripted? I mean,
I'm trying to remember what those quotes were. I will say that the famous line in the pilot, "There's not a Jewish bone in her body," was brilliantly written. And
mm,
the writers are phenomenal. Aaron Foster created the show, and the team is just, I mean, it speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want the season two. They are edging for season two for a reason. So shout out to the writers because they are just spectacular. One line I do remember improvising was, "I'm gonna have to freeze my eggs," or no, "I'm gonna have to sell my eggs," is what I said. And there was so much play involved in filming this, which is cool because, like I said, these people are so naturally funny that there was a lot of magic that happened in the moment, especially between me and Darcy, in that scene uh, at Mirate, which is on Vermont. That was what the cool thing about this show as well. It was such a love story to Los Angeles. Every
mm.
location we filmed at Mama Shelter, we filmed at Calamigos Ranch. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere in the LA area kind of got a wink wink as well, which I thought was really dope since I grew up here, and just growing up being so close to Hollywood and now being in it. I
Mm.
remember just like turning my head when there were lights and trucks and trailers on the street, just on Los Feliz or something. And now to be immersed in it is really cool. But yeah, I remember just having such a good time with the guest stars too, like Darcy. I'm sorry, I'm a guest star as well. Um, this show had so many guest stars, including Darcy Carden, who is, I mean, come on. She is hilarious. And it was fun playing with her too, and just being on screen with Kristen. And, Jackie Ton is also incredible. Tim
Yeah.
Simons, I have been in 3 projects with him, and it's written in my contract that we have to have no scenes together, apparently, because he was in Joyride, Shortcomings, and Nobody Wants This, and we're not actually working together, but we're working together. So that's been a joke between us. But yeah, I mean, Justine Loop, everyone is so good.
Everyone is so good. I have to take it back to your Instagram again. Everyone go follow Sherry on Instagram because it's a great follow. But you have this amazing thing that you posted, which is like the end of your audition tape. And it's like something like you're like blowing a kiss, and then you say something like catch it. And then you're like, well, maybe I should take that out. And then you're like, nah, I'm gonna leave it in there. And it was like kind of weirdly inspiring to me because I was like, she's a badass and she's just gonna put herself out there, put herself on tape, go for it. Whatever happens, happens. Like, is that something that comes naturally to you, or have you had to like work to get to this point where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my thing, and if they want me, they want me, and if they don't, they don't.
You know what? I think just being yourself goes a long way, and showing that
Mm,
personality. That's a lot of the reason of why we miss the that's a lot of the reason. That's a big reason why we love in-person auditions. You get to show that riz, if you will, So I remember doing the self-tape December of last year. So a year ago, pretty much, maybe even till to this day. And I had just come home from filming. I was doing an indie with the one and only Marissa Tomei, also a queen. And I had glam from filming. And I was like, let's just knock this out. So my girlfriend helped me do the self-tape at like 11:30 p.m. So it was kind of delirium even, Like, so when I did the slate, um, I sent it as is, just being playful. And whether that's the reason why I booked it, I don't know. But I think, just being genuine and comfortable in your own skin is definitely a superpower. But yeah, I wanted to
mm.
share that because sometimes, of course we should take this seriously, but at the same time, it's cool to be just loose and, release it into the universe and have fun with it. So I think, yeah, a lot of people responded to that slate, which thrills me.
You mentioned Joyride. I cannot let you go without talking about Joyride because I love it so much. It is like iconic comedy to me. That this movie brings me so much joy. The relationships that you have between your co-stars brings me so much joy. What can you tell me about? I mean, I just cherish it, and I feel like you do too, right? Like, what can you tell me about it?
Oh my God, Joyride was the first of its kind, and me,
Hmm.
Ashley, Stephanie, Sabrina, we are family forever, along with Adele, Teresa, Cherry, the boys at Point Grey, the people at Lionsgate. It was just so surreal to be a part of something like this because it's what I've always wanted to see on the big screen my whole life. And I don't take it for granted. I just can't believe how lucky I was that I got to bring Lolo to life. And I'm actually going to Stephanie's premiere of her new TV series, Laid, right after this. So it's just unconditional, forever and always. And I'm just so fortunate, you know what I'm saying? Because Joyride and Shortcomings in the same summer, these are big moments for representation. And the fact that I got to play a part in it, it's not lost on me. And I really hope we get to do a Joyride sequel one day. I think that, in due time, people are going to definitely be craving that. So, yeah, Joyride is exactly what you think it was when we were filming it, an adventure from beginning to end. There was cocaine on the train. There was literally, a tongue to tongue with Baron Davis. There was blue wigs and K-pop sequences. I mean, come on. It was just a good ass time.
It's my go-to whenever anyone finds out like what I do and they say, "Well, what do you recommend?" The first thing I say is, "Have you seen Joyride? If you haven't, go do that and then come back
Thank
to me and
you.
ask me for more recommendations." I'm
Thank
kind
you
of
so
offended that
much.
your full glam was not for this interview and that you have some. But okay, so speaking of potential, which first of all, if there is a Joyride sequel, I will faint. Maybe I can just be like a background, I don't know, hold a mic in the background or something. That would make me so happy.
We'll be in touch,
But
honey. We'll be in
yeah,
touch.
everyone is clamoring for more. Nobody wants this. What can you tell us? Have you heard anything?
I mean, word on the street, and I only heard Adam say this in an interview that they're going to start filming in February. And I just know that it's going to deliver. Season one was so successful in so many ways because of the healthy relationship aspect. I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
women wanted to see that reflected on the screen. The chemistry between Adam and Kristen is just, I want to bottle it and wear it as a necklace. You know what I'm saying? I think the dynamic of the entire cast is just so magical. And I think the storytelling is going to continue to be so great and, have people on the edge of their seats and also just, wish for more out of love and
Yeah.
being so grown and adults trying to navigate the ups and downs of, figuring it out. I think it just really checks all of those boxes. And I just can't wait for season two to blow people away.
What do you hope for in terms of your Ashley and maybe like I would love to see more of what her life looks like out, in her personal life or just like obviously more of you and Kristen. Like what are you kind of looking to explore and dig into in season two?
Listen, I I'm just so thrilled that I got to be a part of a show like this because these really are iconic television stars. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I got to be a part of a series like this, I think there's a lot more to explore with the podcast side. Nobody wants this is the name of their podcast in the show, and hopefully we'll see more of that. I'm also, edging. It was a cliffhanger. I want to see what happens with Kristen and Adam. With
Mm-hmm.
Noah and Joanne, hot rabbi, an unapologetic atheist. You know what I'm saying? This is the dynamic that the people are dying for. So I think it's gonna equally deliver for sure.
Well, can't you like call a Netflix like exec and ask for like I mean, I'm sure you have a hookup somewhere, right?
Ask what?
And be like, what's gonna happen? Give me the deets. That's what
I'm
I
sure I
would
can find
do.
out, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm a fan first, and I do love to watch, and be surprised. And I'm just genuinely so thrilled to be a part of the journey. It's getting so much love in the awards
Mm.
circuit, which is so well
Mm-hmm.
deserved. And I just can't wait to see Adam and Kristen get their flowers, and Aaron Foster and the entire show. Just there was so much
Mm-hmm.
hard work and heart and humor that went into it. So I really, I'm just stoked to be a part of it.
Well, Sherry, you've been a favorite of mine for so long. Before I let you go, do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share? Um, Anything I haven't asked? Anything you want to touch on? The floor is yours.
I mean, listen, just stay tuned, y'all. You know, stay tuned because I'm cooking up. There are a lot of pots on the stove. So I hope, y'all keep an eye out. That was the most
Yes,
generic
yes.
thing I could have ever said.
No.
But yeah, I'm just on cloud nine about the fact that people love Nobody Wants This and the fact that I got to be a part of it. You never have like expectations when you make something. You just
Mm.
put everything into the craft. You leave set with zero regrets, and then it comes out and people are obsessed with it and same, you know what I'm saying? So that really is the most fulfilling feeling.
Well, have fun at your event,
Oh
and
my
I
God, thank you
hope
so much,
that
Shadan.
whatever is next for you, I hope I get to talk to you again. And
Absolutely.
I'm just always going to be rooting for Joyride too.
Oh, thank you so
So,
much, Shadan.
yeah.
Happy
Thank
holidays,
you so
honey.
much. You as
Give my love
well.
to everyone at Awards Buzz.
I will. I will. Take care.